she's the head of the household. In some ways, I am kind of afraid of her.
She's the boss.
She's the boss. But she don't make jump shots. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Image has been tarnished by gambling. There's even a book out that claims he's addicted to gambling and that he doesn't pay his debts. And now the National Basketball Association is looking into these charges. This is the first time Michael Jordan has done an extensive interview about his gambling. When we caught up with him at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe last weekend, he told me he's going to change his ways. Because of the book? Because of the NBA? Because he's a hero to millions of kids? Michael Jordan says it's because of his wife.
Michael jackknifing across the lane from left to right for Jordan. Three again. Hello! Michael's good again!
You don't have to be a sports fan to know that this man is beyond human.
Animal takes the lead. Superman is back in the building. Superman is back in the building.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan, nicknamed Air, because the laws of gravity just don't seem to apply.
Yo, Professor, how does Mike defy gravity? Do you know?
At age 30, Jordan has led the Chicago Bulls to 3 straight NBA championships.
And let the celebration begin here in the Windy City.
The Dream Team to an Olympic gold medal. And most importantly, he's given America and the world a sorely needed hero.
Mr. Jordan! Please, Michael!
He's a modern-day Elvis. A Jordan sighting sparks a frenzy. His touch, a burst of tears.
Well, I hope she enjoyed it. Well, it's not normal. Sometimes it's a little embarrassing.
Is it because you're the greatest athlete in the world?
That's hard to judge.
Greatest basketball player in the world?
That's still hard to judge.
Oh, come on. Are you sure this isn't an oh shucks kind of routine?
Me?
Yeah.
No. This is me. Believe me, this is me.
Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. I'm gonna be like Mike.
Being Mike means making a record $36 million a year in commercial endorsements.
Air Jordan. Over the second rafter, off the floor, through the window, off the wall, nothing but net.
And being Mike, according to the World Almanac for 6 years running, means being the most popular human on the planet.
If you could be Bill Clinton or Michael Jordan, who would you be?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Ah, Michael Jordan, the basket. People all over the world like him. And who likes Bill Clinton?
I'd be a president with a better jump shot.
Can you go anywhere, maybe outside the country, and not be recognized?
I used to. I used to go to Paris a lot, because Paris was a place that, I could just walk on the streets. I can sit out and have dinner or have lunch or whatever, and people never really paid attention.
Did you feel a great deal of freedom?
Oh, I love to do that. I just stay outside all day. I wouldn't want to go inside at all. I just love sitting out and watching people.
Michael, you really do seem very normal, you know?
Well, I try to be as normal as possible.
Jordan has always pursued normalcy, like a championship ring.
I always felt that I was going to be a bachelor. Someone would marry me, and I end up doing my cooking, my dishwashing. These are things that I used to do at home because we had chores to do at home.
You're like a poster kid for clean living.
True. Now, some of those things have changed. I don't do them now as often, as I've said. But
you don't vacuum anymore.
If I make a mess, I will. I will. If the maid's not coming today or, soon, and it's a mess. I mean, I'm a tidy person. I don't like to have a dirty home or, untidy situation.
The maid is not the only important addition in Jordan's life. Juanita Jordan, 2 young sons and a daughter, share the burden of being related to a legend. And understandably, Juanita prefers staying in the back room. Tell me about your wife.
Her? Very demanding.
Thank you.
Very mature, as you know. Very caring. Good mother. Learning to cook. I love her to death, though. I mean, she's got a sense of humor just by hanging around with me.
You knocked down a good wife. A great wife.
That's everything. That's everything included.
While to the public, Jordan may be the world's greatest basketball player, at home, the legend gets benched.
She's the head of the household. In some ways, she I am kind of afraid of her, but not to the point where, you know, I won't go outside, I won't do anything. She runs the house, so I must give her that.
She's the boss.
She's the boss. But she don't make jump shots. That's the difference.
Jordan for three. Yes!
While Jordan's heroics on the court are phenomenal, 63 points in a single playoff game, you might not know about his off-court heroics with underprivileged children. Despite a hectic schedule that rivals the president's, don't look for a limo or a driver. This megastar likes to keep things simple. Off-season, he runs a basketball camp.
You afraid? Join the club. Come on over here.
And with the help of his mother, Dolores, he runs the Michael Jordan Foundation, which serves needy kids in Chicago.
Remember I saw you there? I was walking around with you.
Being involuntarily elected to the status of master role model has not been easy.
It's a heavy burden because they expect you to be the most perfect human being that you can be. And for a while, certainly I tried to do that. I tried to live that life of being the most perfect person. But I had to come to my senses. Hey, I'm just as human as anyone else.
So when was the turning point?
The turning point was the gambling. All the gambling incidents. You know, it illustrated that, hey, I made a mistake.
Jordan's mistake? Mixing his lust for golf with heavy betting. 2 years ago, it was revealed that Jordan had written checks totaling $165,000 to pay his gambling debts, including one to a convicted cocaine dealer he had golfed and gambled with. Although Jordan did not break the law or any NBA rules, the league reprimanded him for gambling with unsavory characters. The scandal tarnished Jordan's squeaky clean image and raised questions about his judgment.
Actually, I was gambling unknowingly of this guy's background.
Wouldn't you characterize another mistake in that incident, the fact that you said it was a loan in the beginning? I mean, because in the strictest sense of the word, Michael, that could be considered a lie.
Right. A lie to me, you. Yeah, I mean, that would be considered a mistake.
Gambling has cut short or even ruined a lot of professional sports careers. Can you give it up?
Can I give up what?
Gambling.
Oh, sure. If it affects my life or the way I play the game or jeopardize my family or my financial status or whatever or the security of my family, sure. I give it up in a minute. To solidify my argument is, you know, whatever I've lost, I don't know what he would never, I shouldn't tell you this, but I will tell you, whatever I lost, the 108, the 55, or whatever I've lost, I've always given it back to my wife. So whatever check I make, here, honey, I'm sorry for the embarrassment, I'm sorry for what I've caused, for, you know, losing this amount of money, you know, here, take it, do what you have to do with it. I wasted it, so this is yours, this is the kids, this is whatever. I didn't have to tell you that, but that tells me, and I'm sure that I'm not a gambleholic. I know where I am, I know what I'm doing, but if I feel I've done something that has embarrassed the family, I want to correct it, but yet I want to move on from it too as well.
All right, I'm going to play shrink here, see? All right?
Okay. I'm supposed to play patient or what?
When you said that you give your wife the $57,000 or the $108,000 that you lost, you know, that says to me, you feel guilty about it.
I feel guilty that I did it and I actually didn't tell her I lost it. That's where the guilt comes from.
Oh, you didn't tell her?
No.
But then when you do give her that money, you do tell her.
Right.
But when you lost it, at the time you lost it.
I was really embarrassed to tell anybody because I lost. That's the most embarrassing thing is that I lost. But I mean, I had to tell her because, I mean...
She's the chief financial officer.
I mean, everything that comes in and leaves, she sees as well as myself. And, you know, I don't want anything hidden from her. Even though I try to keep things from, you know, in a sense, away from her because I know her. She's saying, oh, did you lose that much? I can't believe you lost that much. She's concerned that, hey, don't make this a habit here, you know, which I reassure, hey, honey, I can stop if you want. If it's bothering you, if it's something that's going to have us go opposite ways, fine, I won't do it. And I've learned from my wife's perspective to bet $10, $20, $50 at the most.
And that's it?
That's it.
Do you think you have a gambling problem at all?
No, because I can stop gambling. I have a competition problem, a competitive problem.
Betting on anything from jump shots in practice to putts is common among athletes. They just aren't allowed to bet on their own sport.
He's like my little devil on this side, and I got an angel on this side. Every now and then I listen to him, every now and then I don't. So
Jordan's best friend, Charles Barkley of the Phoenix Suns, thinks Jordan trusts people too easily and is a target for opportunists.
So these people not his friends?
What people?
The public in general?
Oh, no.
But you got to realize that, you know, everybody, he's obviously a great businessman for everybody, so everybody's his friend now. So when push comes to shove, they're not his friends.
Opportunist is what Jordan's friends called this man, Richard Esquinas, who wrote and published a scathing bet and tell book at the height of the NBA playoffs. Esquinas, a California businessman who played golf with Jordan, claims they went on a betting spree, which ended with Jordan owing him $1.2 million. Esquinas charges Jordan with being an addictive, compulsive gambler.
Michael and I got out of control wagering at levels that shouldn't be wagered at for anybody, whether you're an athlete or not.
On Monday, Esquinas met with NBA representatives to discuss the allegations in his book.
I don't want to play commissioner, and I don't want to play the NBA, but Michael should be reprimanded for gambling out of control.
What NBA rules did he break?
To my knowledge, he, again, I'm not the commissioner, but as I understand it, he did not break any rules because there's no rules against legalized gambling in casinos or on the golf course.
So what should Michael Jordan be reprimanded for?
Well, the league, I think, and the commissioner is concerned that maybe this gambling is spewing off into other sports or other activities.
Well, do you have any knowledge that it has spewed off into other sports or other activities?
I have no concrete knowledge that it has.
Esquinas says he wrote the book as a friend to warn Jordan that he had a serious gambling addiction.
Oh, my hope was that maybe I'd reach out to Michael and maybe he could see that by what I was going through, by what I had experienced, that maybe he could gain some insight into what impact gambling and the situation that him and I went through.
No
happened.
friend would write a scathing book that is critical of a person's gambling problem, release it in the middle of playoffs at a critical time when the friend, quote-unquote friend, should be concentrating on the game.
Sure. The friendship had been betrayed by Michael long before that.
Did you lose $1.2 million to Richard Esquinas?
No, no.
How much did you lose?
$300,000 is what I paid.
$300,000.
Over a 3-year period.
And you paid it up?
I paid it up. Actually, I was in the process of finishing off all the payments. But when he pulled this stunt, we never had a written agreement. I was more or less going off my honor. And I felt he dishonored me, so I don't owe him any more honor at all.
So how much do you owe him? What was the remaining debt?
What's the balance? 0 for my book. And I write a book on it.
He says in his book, at one point you said you may as well shoot Esquinas as pay him. Do you remember saying anything like that?
Do I appear to be a violent person? I mean, I couldn't harm a fly, really.
I said, Michael, I expect payment. And he says, I'd just as soon shoot you as pay you.
Did you actually believe that Michael Jordan was capable of violence?
Well, I didn't want to believe that that's true, and right now as we speak, I don't know that Michael was capable of that kind of violence.
Even in your book you said you didn't take it seriously.
I said didn't take it seriously, I hoped. But I did take it to my therapist, who was very concerned about it.
If you didn't take it seriously, why did you put it in your book?
I took it to a level of seriousness, but not to the level that I was shaking in my sleep every night that Michael was going to come in and shoot me.
Didn't you really want the publicity for the book and to make thousands of dollars on a blockbuster book?
No, that was not the primary motive for the book.
Was it one of the motives?
Oh, if the book sells and does well, I'm a businessman. I hope it does. I hope it makes money.
Jordan says he has learned 2 lessons: not to bet large amounts of money and to run a check on people before he lets them get too close.
Credentials harder for people to get inside.
How do you check them out?
I have an agency that checks them out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Was it like a detective agency?
Something like that. I even had you check just kidding.
I'm clean.
You are. That's why I'm doing the interview.
The thought has occurred that you aren't really gambling with money. You're gambling with your reputation. Gambling with your good name.
What would they consider my good name? The purest of all pure? A person that doesn't make mistakes? I'm not the perfect of all people. I do make mistakes, just like any other person. I go to the bathroom just like any other person. Maybe it's time for other people to step in and live this lifestyle. I won't have a problem with that. I'm past that stage in my life that, I must live the perfect life. If that's what it takes, I'm not the man for you.
Even superstars have wishes. The one thing Michael Jordan wishes for is the one thing his fans have taken away. Michael, if you were invisible, what would you do?
Go to an amusement park with my kids. I haven't done that in I don't know how long. And I miss it. There's so many people there that, they would just invade on the time that I would try to give to my family. And that would be the number one thing I would do first.
I asked Jordan if he resents the questions on gambling. His answer, yes and no. It is his private life, but he says he wanted to get the matter off his chest. He hopes he has put the gambling issue to rest, and Jordan says there are no outstanding debts that will turn up.